Hey everybody, hey Facebook. Driving home. I wanted to jump on here really quick because a lot of things have been going wrong in my life. And I hear it from everybody too. I hear it from everybody else as well. So, I'm going to rewind a little bit back to what happened to me. Please don't feel pity on me or bad. It happened. I'm recovering. Well, I'm in the process of recovering. And I still have little bumps in the road, but I'm okay. So, back in, I don't remember what year, but wow, oh my God, you guys can't see me. It's really bright, sorry. There we go. So when I was 9, my mom had a stroke. It sucked. I hardly have any recollection of anything that's happened in my life before I was 9, essentially because of PTSD and stuff like that. Because I was shut out. I didn't really understand what happened until I was 14. I was 9 at the time when it happened. It even got to the point where I had health class in 9th grade and I took health again in 12th grade, and apparently I had picked stroke for both. And I did just about the exact same project, which is like really, really crazy. But so that happened, and going forward, just life and tribulations, like a normal high schooler, and then fast forward to, I had my son at 19. I was turning 20 a few months later. That went very well. Oh my God, I can't see. I apologize for you looking at something different. Sorry, it's really, really bright. But I had my son at 19. Shortly after that, I turned 20. Then, me and his dad broke up. It was cool. And then in December 24th, 2014, I got married. And that happened. 3 months later, I had a miscarriage, so that happened. And then, something's going on. Somebody broke down majorly. So yeah, 3 months after I got married, my brand new marriage was crumbling at my fingertips because I had a miscarriage. He blamed me, even though it was a spontaneous abortion. Essentially, it's a miscarriage that happens within its first 4 weeks of gestation. Nothing that I did, nothing that I could have prevented, but it was to the point where he was blaming me for losing our baby. Shit happens, moms know that. Unfortunately, miscarriages happen, but he just wasn't understanding it. He ended up being a narcissist. So, after that, he started stealing from my bank account, cash advancing on my credit card that somehow he got a hold of, even though I had it put away. He ran our debt on my mom's credit card over $10,000 in a matter of like 4 or 5 days. Let's see, what else can I tell you about him? Or about, my life. I went from having a fantastic credit standing at over 750 to like 300. Because he not only skyrocketed all of our credit cards, but he later, in our marriage, he decided to not really pay anything, so I was stuck with all of that. He totaled his car. I'm almost positive it was on purpose, but I have absolutely no clue. And then he tried to kill me. So God is not going to give you some, stuff in your life, no matter how horrible it is, no matter how many times he, gives you the shit end of the stick, no matter how many times he gives you stuff that you feel like you can't handle. He has designed your path before you were even born. So knowing that you were put on this earth for a reason. You are put through these situations for a reason. Like I said, he's not going to give you something that you can't handle. So while it may be super, super hard right now, whether it be in your business, in your life, in your marriage, in your relationship, as a parent, your kids are just driving you batty all the time. It happens. It's part of life. Unfortunately, traumatic things should never be a part of life, but they are sometimes, because God's given you these, I don't want to say positive experiences, because obviously trauma is not positive, but if you dig really deep down, you can turn that really bad thing into an absolutely positive thing. Like for me with my trauma, I'm actually working with my trauma counselor to get a grant to open up a safe house for women and children. So that's really exciting. I'm able to share my story across the world, and help people all over the United States, all over the world, and really connect. Hey, my story was the same. Can we talk? Do you have any advice? Whatever. And I explained, I'm not a trauma counselor, but this is what I went through. This is what I did, and this is what's helping, and this is what's not helping. So just being able to help that one person that went through almost the exact same situation as I did, it's worth it, you guys. Like I said, I've been given the shit end of the stick a lot. Even just recently, I bought my car. I'm not sitting in it now. It's at the shop again. But I bought my car in cash for $4,200 back in May of this year, or last year, May 2018. And the day I drove it off the lot, I drove it down to Maryland, and my check engine light comes on. ECS needs reprogrammed, which means the entire computer system in the car was sold to me at essentially it was shitty. It was really bad. So that happened that day that I bought the car. I took it in. They were like, oh, well, if their check engine light's not on, we really can't do anything. I said, here's a diagnostic code. Fix the problem. So they did. It was under warranty. It was free. Then really thick white smoke was coming out of my exhaust. And it wasn't constant, so it would sputter and do it, and then all of my speedometer and RPM and stuff like that would just go. And when it would go like that, it's almost like my car had shut off, because there was no power to the car. I had to take my foot off the gas, like that. So driving down to Maryland and back with my 6-year-old was really scary. Luckily I knew what to do, whenever I would see that influx happen, but still, I was afraid that I was going to break down in the middle of the major highways where you really couldn't get off. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. So that happened. It took me 5 appointments after I told them, you need to do a compression test. Okay, we'll do everything else but the compression test. Do the compression test.